LiberalViewer presents.
So Bill Maher talked about something that the governor of California, Jerry Brown, said on Meet the Press back on March 2nd, and it's actually a clip that I showed you on my LiberalViewer Sunday Live Clip Roundup show that night. And so first I want to show you again the clip I showed you a couple months ago, Jerry Brown on Meet the Press on March 2nd talking about why he's not so sure about marijuana legalization here.
California.
Well, we have medical marijuana, which gets very close to what they have in Colorado and Washington. I'd really like those two states to show us how it's going to work. The problem with anything, a certain amount is okay, but there is a tendency to go to extremes. And all of a sudden, if there's advertising and legitimacy, how many people can get stoned and still have a great state or a great nation? World's pretty dangerous, very competitive. I think we need to stay alert, if not 24 hours a day, more than some of the potheads might be able to put together.
So, yeah, I don't think that's really the most enlightened view. And Bill Maher actually talked about that on Friday night's Real Time on HBO. And it was especially relevant because Bill Maher had on California's Lieutenant Governor, Gavin Newsom. And he's also going to be in this clip I'm going to show you on this legalization issue where Bill Maher, you can see he quotes Jerry Brown, and the way he quotes it, it doesn't sound exactly like what I just showed you, even though it's a verbatim quote. At least I think it's kind of interesting that even though you read a verbatim quote, it doesn't actually give you the tone that you get when you actually watch it. That's why I showed you the clip first, and here's Bill Maher quoting it and Gavin Newsom's response here.
I think he was my first vote because he ran for president in '76. I think I voted for him in the primary. He was Governor Moonbeam. That may be why I voted for him. He totally doesn't get pot. He said if there's legitimacy to it, how many people can get stoned and we still have a great state or a great nation? The world's pretty dangerous, very competitive. I think we need to stay alert. It's not 24 hours a day, if not 24 hours a day, more than some of the potheads might be able to put together. Yeah. Nancy Reagan was cooler on pot than they. You got to have a lunch with him and tell him and you could come. And then we have a meeting.
Yeah, and I was surprised by those statements. He made that statement on Meet the Press, and referring to folks as potheads, I think really diminishes the conversation. I mean, one could agree to disagree on whether or not it's good or it's right to smoke any substance or drink too much, etc. But at the end of the day, we have a criminal justice problem. We have a problem with a war on drugs that's been disproportionate, a war on the poor, a war on minorities. If you're an African American, you're 3.73 times, almost 4 times more likely to be arrested for possession than a white person, even though you're no more likely to use the drug. This is a serious issue. It requires a serious debate, and I think it's time to move away from the kind of language that was exampled there. I appreciate the governor. He's going to be an outstanding fourth-term governor. I'm aggressively and enthusiastically supporting him, but not on this issue. There's too much at stake. Too many lives have been destroyed. This is an ethical, a moral issue, an economic issue, and I think we have to have a really...
What's the next state to legal?
So, yeah, I really liked what Gavin Newsom said there, and I disagree with what Jerry Brown said, but I want to know what you think. Do you agree more with California Governor Jerry Brown or California Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom on the issue of marijuana legalization? And whatever you think about the general issue, do potheads really compromise the alertness our nation needs in a dangerous competitive world?
YouTube, you decide.